move on to, we get Nneka. Nneka is Ashley's friend. You know how this show go. They bring somebody on, be like, this my friend, and they never have any like connection. They just made that shit up. So we got Nneka. Number one, Nneka's house is really, really nice. Nneka is one of the few people on this show besides Karen, I think, who has a real Potomac address. And so, like, 2 snaps for that. Nneka is moving to a huge house with her husband. Nneka is a doctor. Her husband is a doctor. They just got married about a year ago. And we get to meet Nneka. Nneka seems perfectly cool. Nneka seems perfectly cool. She seems perfectly fun. She seems bubbly. I'm excited to see what Nneka is going to bring to the show. Yeah, it's good to see somebody who actually is rich. It's good to see somebody who actually is rich on Real Housewives. Because, you know, like I just said, everybody on this show broke down as hell. Anyway, let's move on. Nneka was great. Love to see Nneka. Wendy. This is where I was talking about Wendy. Wendy wants to start a talk show, which I see that for Wendy. I see that for Wendy. My issue with Wendy is Wendy be wanting to start something new every season. Wendy be doing a bunch of nothing every season, but I think the talk show is where she should go. I think, and by the way, the name should be Wind Down with Wendy. The name should be Wind Down with Wendy. Wind Down with Wendy should be the name of the show, girl. And yeah, I think that is cute for her, but Wendy starts something and then she don't see it through. So we are going to see, but I do want to say Wendy looks absolutely amazing. I think Wendy is such a pretty lady. I really, really do. Let's move on. So that's going on with that. Like I said, I see it when I see it. Karen invited all the girls to do Pilates. They ain't talking about much of nothing. I do want to say Mia acts totally different around Giselle than she does when she's not. When she was doing that whole makeup scene with Karen, she was all in on it. I want to be friends with the girls. But then all of a sudden when she's with Giselle, she acts like she could take a leave Karen. Like, girl, like she's just, to me, she is just such a follower of Giselle. Get a backbone, Mia. What else? Giselle tells Karen that she owes Robin an apology. Robin would die waiting for Mia to apologize to her. Like, what the fuck? We all know Juan cheat. We all know Juan cheat. Why would I apologize for something that, like, is just so, like, it's just so, like, Giselle, you know. Giselle, you know. Don't piss me off. Do not piss me off. No, absolutely not. So we get to Ashley's housewarming party. Wendy comes in. She greets everybody except for Mia and Giselle. I don't even remember why Giselle and Mia don't like each other. I don't even remember why Giselle and Wendy don't like each other. I really, really don't. I don't even know what Giselle's beef with Wendy is, but I'm really happy that Wendy does pay. I would pay Giselle dust every time I saw Giselle. I don't think Wendy should ever be friends with Giselle. I don't think Candace should ever be friends with Giselle. Like, pay does nothing for you. I don't think Wendy should be friends with Robin either. Like, does. And if Mia don't profusely apologize, she shouldn't talk to Mia either. Them bitches try to literally sell you down the river last season, Wendy. Absolutely not. We get Deborah, that Deborah girl from last season who was Ashley's friend. She's back. Never again. Never again. We tried last season. It was a chop. She was a lion heifer. Chop, next, over. Don't want to see her again. But she comes in and they talking. Let's go to the worst part of this episode. Ashley gets to talking about Wendy and Nneka, and she starts using their culture. They're both from Nigeria, Igbo. She starts using their culture in order to pit these ladies against one another. And I am going to say, Ashley, that is so fucking insidious and so fucking nasty. And you are so fucking messy. Ashley is so fucking messy for $2 and a lollipop. Like, what is even the point of this? Why can't those light-skinned girls on this show, why can't they just let drama happen organically? Like, I believe Nneka and Wendy might argue just because because they think highly of themselves. They both sedity, and therefore they're gonna have button heads on who the HBIC. There will be organic drama. Candace and Ashley will have organic drama. Like, there's gonna be organic drama. What is the point of Ashley and Giselle mostly always having to put their hands in something and massage something? It comes across as so fucking desperate. I do not believe Nneka was necessarily trying to be hateful towards Wendy when she was saying the stuff that she was saying. And Wendy, for damn sure, on that couch was not trying to be hateful towards Nneka. And I just think, Nneka, you are too smart and you know better to even entertain what Ashley is trying to do. Don't even feed it. Do not even feed it, because that is absolutely disgusting, and Ashley is gross for that. And that's the episode. That's the episode. I enjoyed the episode. I can't wait for next episode. Let's move on to a better episode. Married to Medicine, episode 2. I really like this episode. I really like this episode of Married to Medicine. It had everything I really like about Married to Medicine. I think in between the drama that is on Married to Medicine, I love the little fun moments that this cast have with each other. I just think the cast dynamic to Married to Medicine is so much more organic than any other show on Bravo, and that's why I enjoy the show. These ladies enjoy being around each other. You can tell these ladies spend time with each other when the cameras are not rolling, and it comes across when the cameras are rolling that these ladies really, really know each other. I'm going to say something. You might have to stay with me on this. I enjoy Phaedra. Phaedra has decided to come in and play the messy boots character on this show, and I genuinely believe that is what she is best at on this show, because let's be honest, we don't have to sit up here and act like Phaedra is just so close to these ladies. Like, I do not believe Phaedra and Quad are just like Ace Boon Coon. I do not believe her and Dr. G are just Ace Boon Coon. I don't think it's all that. I think she wants to be on these shows. She has ladies that she likes, and so there is that on that. And I think her coming in, playing both sides, being messy, being the bone collector, going back and forth, spilling tea, I think it works for her. I enjoyed Phaedra a lot this episode. Now, stay with me in the rest of the episode. We have to see how it goes. But on this episode, I enjoyed Phaedra. I think Phaedra had good confessionals. I enjoyed Phaedra. And I'm going to say another thing. I think Phaedra looks good. I know a lot of people get on Phaedra about her hot girl makeover, but you want to know what? When you become a certain age, go for it. Go for it. I enjoyed Phaedra's little hot girl makeover that's going on. I think she looks really, really pretty. So you know what? I enjoyed Phaedra this episode. So how do we start this episode? We start this episode with Phaedra and Quad. Phaedra and Quad are great together. Phaedra and Quad are great together. We need more Phaedra and Quad scenes. Phaedra and Quad are literally two sides of the exact same coin. I want to be stuck in an elevator with Phaedra and Quad, because I just need to pick their brains. I need to pick Phaedra and Quad's brains, because they just, I just find something so curious about both of them. So that is very, very nice. So Quad gets to talking about why she ain't talking to the lady. She says she's sick and tired of everybody starting rumors about her. Heavily says she sleep with married men. Toya says she's sleeping with contractors, and she's very, very pissed off. Toya and Quad are always going to have a love-hate relationship with each other. I think Heavenly is just being messy. Heavenly is messy with everyone. She has no alliances to anybody. And Toya and Quad just have a love-hate relationship with each other, and they both be lying on each other. They both be lying on each other. Quad, you got to be honest. You was sitting up here acting like Toya robbed Anila. And, you know, Toya shouldn't be saying you out here sleeping with people if you're not out here sleeping with people. You know, the hearsay. So they both be lying on each other when it's convenient. And you know what? That's just them on them. They ain't never gonna fully like each other. We move on to the scene of Sweet Tea. Is her name Lakeisha? What's her name? Sweet Tea and Dr. G. I think it's absolutely insane Sweet Tea is living in Quad House. I think it is absolutely insane for you to move in to the home of your new husband's ex-wife. I think that's crazy. I think it's crazy when Portia did it to Fallon. Moving into some lady house is absolutely insane. She done pick the drapes. She done pick the wall color. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This is something so pathetic and desperate about that. Like, let's get a new house. Let's get a new house, Dr. G. But Dr. G cheap. Dr. G cheap. And that brings us to this scene. In this scene, Sweet Tea is talking to Dr. G about how much he paying for the wedding. And this is why I can't stand Dr. G. Dr. G is so frugal. Like, we met him in a Mini Cooper. Like, he is so frugal and so annoying. Like, can you imagine me and Sweet Tea? You over here sliding in this man DMs because you think you about to live the high life. And he cheap. He cheap. Just gross. So that's what we get from that scene. Baby, we get a scene with Jackie. Jackie works. The rest of these ladies don't do nothing. Not on Married to Medicine. I'm talking about on the other, like, Housewives. They don't be doing much of shit. But when it comes to these Married to Medicine girls, they goes to work. They goes to work. And Jackie is the main one. Jackie gonna get her hours in. Jackie is the OBGYN to Debrat. Debrat is having a baby at 48. And I always appreciate it when this show takes time to talk about the health of Black women and especially now pregnancy health with Black women. I think that is so important, and I really, really like that. And Jackie and Simone are very learned about this type of stuff, and so I really, really like that. We're moving on to the best couple on this show. Y'all can talk about Toya and Eugene all y'all want, but I'ma stand beside them. I'm going to stand beside them. I just think there is something so wholesome about Toya and Eugene. I think they locked in with each other. They get one another. And then you got people who be sitting up here saying that Toya be spending Eugene money. I think it's a push and a pull. I think they're both bad with money, but I think Toya just spends her married to medicine money, and that's what she shouldn't be doing. That's the problem. If you take Eugene doctor money and Toya married to medicine money, they can live a really good life, but the problem is Toya be spending all her married to medicine money, and Eugene gotta be the one to take care of home, and that's where the issue be coming in. Like, I think that's the problem really that's going on. I don't think when Toya go down to the Air Meds and buy that Kelly, she's spending Eugene's money, but that money she's spending that is hers from Married to Medicine, because Toya makes a lot of damn money on Married to Medicine. Toya is bringing in probably like $400,000 from Married to Medicine. Like, they not like Toya does not need to go get a regular job. But the problem is, like, y'all, that's also not a lot of money once you factor in taxes and the fact that these people live in nice ass homes and want nice ass stuff and travel and all that. You can't buy everything you want, doll. You can't buy everything you want, doll, and she want to. And she want to, and that's where they run into stuff. But I think Toya and Eugene are locked in, and I like them as a couple. But I don't know nothing about their finances, so let me mind my business. They have a sex talk with their kids. I think their family unit is so fucking adorable. I really, really do. And I just love how they're open with their kids, and they have honest conversations with their kids. You can just tell Toya and Eugene really love and value their kids, and I think that is so cute. I love Toya and Eugene. I'm not even going to lie. So then we go to Sweet Tea trying on dresses. You got Phaedra once again playing both sides. She was just like with Quad at the top of the show, and now she trying on dresses with Sweet Tea. But I like that. I like Phaedra being messy. I like Phaedra being messy. She's here to just cause drama and stir the pot. Sweet Tea had her other friend there, and they say they in a support group for women who marry older men. What the fuck they be doing in this support group? What the fuck they be doing in this support group? I am not trying to be insensitive, because I know there gotta be a lot of struggles and challenges that come with dating older men, but ain't that what y'all there for? Like, ain't the point that y'all don't give a fuck about all those things? Y'all trying to get y'all money. I don't know. I did not know they had, like Phaedra said, sugar baby support groups, but that is exactly what they goddamn have. When they sitting there, Phaedra is being shady boots towards Sweet Tea. Toya plays into it as well. Every single dress that Sweet Tea tried on was a chop, was ugly. I hope she didn't choose near one of them. And that's pretty much that on that. Here's my opinion on Miss Sweet Tea. I think Phaedra said at the end of this episode, there is something about Sweet Tea that you can't quite throw her in the trash. Like, just be like, I can't do Sweet Tea, she's terrible. Like, no, Sweet Tea is genuine, and I think Sweet Tea shows up as herself, and that is something a lot of people do not do. A lot of people do not show up to the world as their true, authentic self, and that's why I gotta give Sweet Tea that. But there is also something else where you like, ooh, you kind of grind my gears, girl. You kind of grind, like, you kind of annoying, girl. And so it's this thing where I can't just be like, I don't like Sweet Tea, but also I don't really like Sweet Tea. It's one of those things. It's this back and forth. So Toya is having she started a wine company. Toya is right. The ladies are elitist towards her. They were elitist towards Mariah too. Like, they're elitist towards Toya. And she's starting a wine group. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna get the ladies together. We're gonna do stuff for the wine. We get there, and Sweet Tea brings up the fact that Toya and Phaedra were mean to her at the dress try on, and Phaedra sincerely apologized, and Toya felt bad too, like, oh, we wasn't gonna do that. And so Sweet Tea breaks down. Simone takes her to the bathroom, and I want y'all to catch tea. Y'all see how Quad was complaining? Sorry. Y'all see how Sweet Tea was complaining the same way Quad used to complain about Dr. G? Dr. G is just not that guy. He is just not that. Dr. G is the exact same. Everything Sweet Tea is complaining about being overwhelmed. He not there. He do this. He do that cheap. Da da da. Is exactly what Quad used to say about him. Is exactly what Quad used to say about him. That's why you can tell Quad don't give too many shits about Sweet Tea being with Dr. G, because Dr. G is not a prize. Dr. G, that's why he's still living in that house. Dr. G is cheap, frugal, and everything in between. Like, he is not a prize. Like, Sweet Tea is gonna see that Dr. G ain't great. That Dr. G ain't great, and that's why that's why she in that thing crying. Sweet Tea though, you gonna have to toughen up. You gonna have to toughen up, cause baby, they gonna send them licks your way. Between Heavenly, Phaedra, and the rest of them, they gonna send them licks your way. You gonna have to toughen up, baby, and realize, baby, these people ain't got shit you want. That's when you get on these shows, you have to realize they're on this show with you. Therefore, they can't be doing much better than you. They can't be that much better than you. You wanna know something? Speaking of that much better, how old is Sweet Tea? Sweet Tea be sitting here acting like she's like 27 years old, 28 years old, 30. How old is Sweet Tea? Sweet Tea gave to me like she was damn near in her late 30s, but I guess not. I get how old is, like, when I see Sweet Tea amongst the ladies, like, probably compared to like Jackie, but like next to Toya and even Phaedra, I'm just like, how much older are they than you? It's probably a lot. It's just maybe Sweet Tea just looks a little more mature than her actual age. But when I see her around, and I don't be looking like, ooh, what this young thing doing hanging out with them old hags? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anything else happened this episode that I really need to discuss? Sweet Tea having that tag on her dress. Bless her heart. Bless her goddamn heart. Phaedra meets up with Dr. G, once again being the good old bone collector. I like Phaedra this episode. I'm telling you, if Phaedra's job is just to keep the ladies all on their toes, I think she's doing a good job. But they ain't talking about much of nothing. They talking about getting a prenup and all of that other stuff. And Dr. G is sitting here acting like he's not gonna get a prenup. He is. Dr. G is cheap. He is cheap. Anyways, that's that on that. I will talk to you guys next week about the episodes. I enjoyed both of these two episodes, and yeah.